coming off their 4th Sweet 16 in the last 5 years, and the Terps have to replace Cheyenne Sellers, who's now in the WNBA, but they returned Kaylene Smikle, nearly 18 points a game last year, and Brenda Frese brought in 2 of the most coveted players in the portal, Yarden Garzon from Indiana and Oluchi Akanawa from Duke. She's sitting on 607 wins at Maryland, and Brenda Frese joining us now on set. Coach, it's great to see you, and Shimmy did say it's not going to be UCLA, it's going to be Maryland, so she put the bullseye right on your back.
Come on, Shimmy.
She should know better than that.
I love her. I love her.
No. Well, and there's a reason why to love this team, because there are so many great pieces that you bring back and so many great pieces, as we just mentioned, that you bring in. You've been doing this at such a high level for so long, and I'm just curious, your process in the offseason to figure out exactly what you have and then how to make it all work.
Yeah, well, I mean, you have to have a great staff, and it starts there. And you have to be able to understand what your roster, what you have, what you need, and then it's got to break the right way. So for us, you know, to be able to secure when Yarden went into the portal, as well as Oluchi, those were 2 areas that we needed: the 3-point shooting, someone who understood the league like Yarden, being here for 3 years, and then Oluchi, a dynamic backcourt, athletic, full, you know, be able to pick up full court, a ton of energy on both sides of the ball. So 2 phenomenal additions to go with the experience that we already had off of this Sweet 16 roster.
Yeah, Yarden leaves Indiana as their all-time 3-point shooter. What does that do for you as you adjust your offense to have a player that's 6'3" that can light it up and create mismatches?
It just opens up your spacing and your court, and to be able to have a shooter you can't help off of her. The thing I've been most impressed with Yarden, not only her 3-point shooting, which we knew we were going to get, is her passing. Her IQ is 2 to 3 passes ahead. I mean, she just really knows how to make other people better. So, and just that, you know, she's an ultimate competitor and winner.
You know, I think the thing that's interesting about her story is that she's from Israel. And there's so much going on in the world right now. How have you guys helped her? Has she needed any help just navigating? It was such a difficult time for her country.
I think we're really fortunate. You know, Shea Duran was one of our first players here. They know each other. And so, you know, I have a complete understanding from my dynamic with Shea. I mean, she's someone I stay in touch with daily. But, yeah, it's a lot. You're navigating a lot. And to be so young, you know, and over here and understand what's going on in your country. But for us, it's just being as supportive as we can for her every single day.
Well, I think, and it's a good reminder of the larger point, which is, yeah, your job as a head coach is to figure out how the pieces all come together, but there is so much more that is going on when you're talking about the lives of young women and everything that they're dealing with away from basketball. The other player that you brought here today is Kaylene Smikle, part of the, you know, all Big Ten preseason pick by the coaches. When you think about her journey and where she is right now and the next step for her, what stands out?
Well, you know, we already knew when we brought her in last year, a 3-level scorer, and just how dynamic she was. And we've really challenged her in the other areas of her game. She wants to play at the next level and do it for a long time. So, you know, adding that dimension to be a high-level defender for us, you know, being able to, you know, understand the game from, you know, assist to turnover ratio and make others around you better as well when you're so elite. And those are all areas I've loved. Like any weakness she has, she wants it to be a strength. And so she continues to just show us each and every day how hard she wants to work to become better.
I love the way she attacks the glass. She was one of the most fouled players, and it's a skill set to be able to draw fouls, put the other team in foul trouble, get to the line, all those things. Do you see that in practice as well? Because that's a skill that some people reserve for the game to take those hits.
No question. They were joking what kind of player I was, and I literally had said earlier, I was like, I wasn't going downhill like you. I just spotted up around the 3-point line. Like, she goes and takes that contact, and like I said, a 3-level score, so how do you stop her? But she really does absorb that contact and is able to finish through it.
You guys led the Big Ten in scoring last year, over 80 points per game, and yet there's a part of me that thinks she may be even more explosive this year. Do you find that as well?
I kind of forgot that as you've mentioned that. I'm like, really? I do. Yes, we have a lot more scoring pieces. I think the thing I'm most excited about is I think we're going to be able to do a lot more defensively. We didn't have that with the injuries last year, so I thought that slowed us in some areas. So we're going to be able to pick up full court again. We're going to be able to have a lot of different wrinkles on the defensive end, and yeah, it should be a really great great up-tempo team that's going to be able to score a lot of points.
And I want to get your thoughts on some of the players that you've developed from Maryland as some of the best in the WNBA right now. Alyssa Thomas is an absolute beast, and I love her. I know they're down 2-0 in the WNBA finals right now. She's playing for Phoenix, but there's so many great Maryland Terrapins in the WNBA that you have got there. How much pride do you take in being able to sit there and kick back and watch your players?
There's so much pride, and don't count AT out. I think the cool thing on that roster, you got Alyssa Thomas, and then you have Christy Tolliver on the bench coaching her, and two probably of the most elite players that played at Maryland. So it's awesome. You get to sit back and you watch all these games, and every game I turn on, there's a Terp. And so it is really a proud moment to be able to see them living out and achieving their dreams.
Well, and to that point, when you think about all of the lives that you have influenced over the many years you've been doing this, Laura Harper, one of, I know who's someone near and dear to your heart, the MVP of that 2006 national championship team. You're going to have to play her this year because she's head coach of Towson, which may not jump off the schedule when you look at it. But what is it like to go against someone who you know so well, who has been, such a big part of your life, and you've mentored her?
It's really special, but it's also tough. I hate that somebody has to win and someone has to lose, but I'm also so proud of her and her journey. It's also for us, it's the 20th anniversary of the 2006 national championship team this season. So again, just incredible memories that we have from that team, and to be able to bring them back and celebrate them this season. We had to find that sweet spot around Laura Harper's window when she wasn't coaching. So a game in January that we'll do this year. So, just a lot of great memories to be able to have with that team.
You have done this now in your 24th season at Maryland. You've made the tournament 20 of the 23. You won the Natty. It's just been an impressive, the level of success for you. What is it that you look back most fondly upon about your time at Maryland? That sometimes it's not just all those wins. The Natty, it's hard to top a Natty, though, Coach.
I think one that I've lasted that long, when you say that many years, I remember coming here and just hoping I could get a contract extension. Was I going to be good enough? There was a lot of doubts at that time. But, winning a national championship, going to Final Fours, those are incredible. It's the relationships. It's the people. At the end of the day, one day when I look back, it's going to be all the players and the coaches and staffs that I got to be a part of each and every day. That's what makes it the most important part of the entire thing.
It is always about the people, no doubt about it. And as we say thank you and take a look at the notable schedules, I just want to ask you one thing. When you're looking at the schedule this year, you guys go play at Pauley Pavilion. It's only the second time that Maryland has played at UCLA. You didn't actually get to be at that game in 2007 because
your boys are listening at home right now, right?
Yeah, because I was pregnant, I had twins, I couldn't travel anymore. But I do remember I was sitting in our theater room with my husband watching that game. We were down by a lot. I was like, what is happening? Came back and ultimately won that game. So I hope we can have that same juju and that kind of success, because I'm really looking forward to. I've been there as a player when I played at Arizona, but really looking forward to going back as a coach.
It was an amazing game. You guys did come back and win. Best of luck this year. We appreciate the time.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right. Let's head over to Mike and Christy, who are standing by with some of the Terps players, guys.
Talk about an excuse, Brenda. You couldn't be there because you were pregnant with twins. Come on. Just kidding. We're glad to bring in Kaylene Smikle and Yarden Garzon now, who know Brenda so well. Let me start with this, Yarden. You had such great success at Indiana. What made you want to come to Maryland? What were the talks with Brenda like that helped you come be a Terp?
Yeah, I feel like our first phone call, it was a great call. She tried to learn a lot about me. I asked her about her family, what she's about. Obviously, she's one of the best coaches out there. So just talking with her and realize how eye level she is with her players and what she's about. And then I came to visit real quick. The next day I was on campus already and get to meet everybody, and everybody were so honest and open with me. So it just felt like the right place.
And it's such an interesting combo for the two of you, because you were already successful in the Big Ten and are coming to Maryland, which is exactly what happened to you a year before. You were successful and came to Maryland. What have your early conversations been like with her as someone who just went through this a year ago?
I kind of, I'm being honest with her. I'm not going to tell her a lie. I told her, this is a winning program. We all come in practice playing hard every single day. We all have the same goal, and she's a very hard worker. So I feel like coming here, she blended in really well with this team. And no sky's going to be the limit for us.
Kaylene, what did you learn most about yourself on the floor at Maryland last year? You led the team in scoring and in steals, 18 points a game, and you were just all over the place on both sides. But what did you learn most about yourself, skill set wise, but also trying to be adapted to a new program as well?
I'm capable of hard things. I know the coach Brenda told me to come in, just kind of be myself, like don't change who I am, just playing the flow of the game. Maryland's a transition team, and I thrive in transition, so it wasn't really a hard transition coming to Maryland because that's the style they play. Just let me be myself.
Right, and Yarden, another scoring threat and a floor stretcher, if you will. You're going to bring so much more potency on the offensive end with your ability to shoot the ball from three. But what else can fans look for from you in this Maryland system?
I feel like right now I'm trying to learn the system, what the coaches need from me, what the team needs from me. I know that I'm trying to develop my game to a lot of new directions, being better defensive players off and on the ball, add a little bit some mid-range in my game. Yeah, so just try to make my teammates better. I feel like at the end of the day, that's what makes good teams to great and the best teams that they can be, just trying to make my teammates better.
What has that felt like, Kaylene, on the floor with so many different scoring weapons all around, and how much freedom does that give you to get downhill like you like to do?
I feel like it just makes it easier because now you can't always help off me. You have to watch for Yarden, her three-point. You can't just leak off of her, and if they do come to me, I'm going to pass it to her. It's just made the game easier for me, honestly. So,
Who do you think on the roster is going to take a big jump this year?
I don't have one particular person. I feel like we're gonna have a balanced attack, and we're gonna have a lot of depth. So I feel like you can't just focus on one person. You're gonna have to focus on everybody on the roster.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I feel like Mira McLean could take a
Yeah,
step
that's what I'm
forward.
saying.
Sailor Poffenbarger
Yeah.
could take a big step forward this year. There feels like a lot of depth.
There is.
And one of the things that you won't have is having to play each other. Give me the scouting report that you know from playing her and that you know from playing her. What was it like going up against each other?
Well, for Kaylene, she's going to get this bucket. You have to stop her. Jump 2-3 people on there, you have to stop her. So just being on her team now, I feel like makes everything easier.
Well, Brenda, go ahead, baby.
It was the same for Yarden. They told us that she was going to hit threes. It was kind of just not make sure they're contested threes and not wide open threes because she will knock them down.
Right, and Coach Frese was talking about the flexibility now that you have on the defensive end. We're talking about all these scoring, offensive prowess situations that you have that are going to be presented on that side of the court. But on the defensive end, what has practice felt like in that way, especially having Bree McDaniel back on the floor?
I feel like very intense. Bree McDaniel's a dog. That's my partner in crime on the floor. We're gonna be aggravating. Our press break is coming back. We have a lot of great pieces for our defense.
It's going to be a fun year to watch you both. We thank you for your time.